Hello children, this is Mausmi, Mangala Vidya Mandira, Science faculty. So already we have finished last light chapter. Today I am going to start chapter 10, motion and measurement of distances. So already during that bridge course I have already explained about the measurement of distances. So let us see first the story of transport. That means measurement, motion, why it is need. So that measurement of distance means covering of distance, some distance. So to travel some distance, long before ancient age time, people used to walk. After that, they use animals as their transport. Okay, so like bullock cart, horse cart, then elephant ride, like that they use some animals to transport the things as well as human beings from one place to another place. Slowly due to revolution, then bicycle, then rickshaw, auto rickshaw, then slowly bus, then train, ship was very ancient age. Different types of ship it was there. So people used to communicate the one place to another place with the water transport. So then air transport, everything has civilized. Nowadays within fraction of hour we can reach one place to another place due to aeroplane service. As well as nowadays high speed train also are there in different countries in the world. So like that way this story, this transportation has with the civilization, transportation has got changed. So now first we will see the measurement. So already I have explained these things. So measurement is nothing but the comparison between the two quantities. One, that means we have one known quantities, with the respect of that we will measure the quantity of unknown quantities. So that is nothing but the measurement. Like that, if we have a ruler, we can find the measurement of the length of a thread. Okay, so like that way, that means the known fixed measurement is the ruler and unknown measurement is our thread. So like that we can measure our height, we can measure our weight. Okay, so like that. So when we will go to tailor, they will take the measuring tape and they will take the measurement for our shirt and pant. So how they will stitch, so that according to the measurement they will do that. So this is, that means with the known quantity we can measure any unknown things, that is called measurement. So which things we can measurement, like I told, like length, weight, mass. So these all things we can able to measurement. So these all are known as physical quantities. So what we can able to measure, that is nothing but physical quantities. Okay, so there are fundamental quantities and derived quantities. Already you know the 7 fundamental quantities are there. These are mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, amount of substances, and luminous intensity. So these are the 7 fundamental quantities which will not take the help of any other quantities to measure the things. Okay, so they are independent. So with the help of these 7 fundamental quantities, we can derive all the quantities what we are using, okay, to measure any things like speed, velocity, acceleration, motion, then mass, force, energy. So these all are the derived quantity. Now let's see the measurement of length. Distance is nothing but measurement of length. So non-standard unit. So long before, people used to use their body parts as a measuring unit. Okay, so they will take like handspan, fathom, then cubit, foot, then yard. So these all things they used to follow to measure the length of different things. Okay, so but if you observe, it will be different from person to person. Like that, if you take you people are a child, so your handspan is less than the handspan of a adult person. Okay, if you observe, your father handspan will be bigger than your mother handspan, or your this depends on the height weight of the person. Okay, so that way this cubit foot this all will be different from, that's why this we can't take as a standard unit. So after that we use the standard unit, that is nothing but SI unit, CGS unit, FPS unit. So SI unit, these all already I have discussed, so just I give. So these are the different units. Okay, now what we are using the instrument to measure the length. So to measure the length we are using normally ruler, small distance, then measuring tape we will use to the small long distance, then very small distance we are using vernier calipers and screw gauge. Okay, these are the called micrometer. So now already I was discussing that units of length, that is nothing but CGS, FPS and SI. These are the, so nowadays internationally accepted unit is SI unit, standard international unit of standard unit. So this is internationally accepted and it is very useful to measure any thing. So SI fundamental units of fundamental quantities has SI units like mass as kg, then length meter, then time seconds. So like that it has different units. So these are the normally unit, like 1 foot means how much. So these are the previously used, but in SI unit you can, so everything we can convert. So conversion is very important when we are measuring the length. So you always remember this chart, like km is kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter. So when we will go towards kilometer to hectometer, hectometer to so this way when we will go, so what will happen, always it will be increased by 10. So one steps if we are going, we will multiply by 10. That's why kilometer to meter when we will go, we will multiply 1 2 3. So 3 that means 1000 we have to multiply. So when meter to kilometer we will come, that time we will divide with the 1000. So like that, when meter to centimeter we will multiply 100. When meter to centimeter to meter we will divide it by 100. So like that way we will convert. So this is very important in the measuring lengths. So conversion you have to, like that, if I ask you to find the 10 kilometer equal to how much meter. Okay, so what you will do, 10 into 1000 meter, so 10,000 meter. Okay, easy, it is like that. So if I tell 36 meter, convert it into centimeter. So what you will do, 36 into 100 equal to 3600 centimeter. Okay, so similarly if I have millimeter to centimeter, so 5 millimeter, so it has to convert. So 5 by 10, it will be 0.05 centimeter. Okay, similarly if I centimeter to meter, so 17 centimeter, so it will be 17 divided by 100 centimeter, it will be 0.17 centimeter. So like that way you have to convert. So always you should remember, when we are increasing order like kilometer to millimeter towards we are going, that time we have to multiply. When millimeter to kilometer we are coming, like millimeter to centimeter, centimeter to decimeter, decimeter to meter, meter to decameter, decameter to hectometer. So when this way we will come, we have to divide. So this is very important. Conversion is very important in this chapter, so you should follow that. Okay, next need to wait, when we are measuring length, I told we are using ruler. Very short distance you are measuring. When you are putting line, or you are measuring the length of some object in your notebook or textbook, that time you should not never use the ruler like this. This is very wrong. Okay, then this way also you should always ruler straight. Okay, so this is wrong, this is wrong, this way is the correct. So always you should keep the ruler straight. Okay, then only you will get the exact measurement of the length. Okay, now another one thing always you should remember, that is called parallax angle. So when you are measuring any length, that time how you should observe. So you should not observe, if you observe this if you observe from this side, you will get very less than the exact measurement. If you observe this side, you will get the more from the. So when you will observe, you should observe parallel to the point where you have to. So this is called, if you don't follow this, that error you will get in the measurement, that error is known as parallax error. Okay, so always when you are measuring, first of all you keep the ruler straight, and you have to observe the measurement straight. Okay, otherwise it will get parallax error. So this is the error caused by the apparent position. So observing position it is. So we will get it will not be parallel, perpendicular, it will be angle. So when we will get angle, it will be error. We will get the error in the measurement. Okay, so this always you should remember. So to measure the length, very few things are very important. One thing, the conversion between the distance unit, like meter to centimeter, kilometer, hectometer. So this measurement conversion is very important, as well as holding the scale to measure any length, as well as parallax error. To avoid, always try to avoid the parallax error, to observe it is perpendicularly to the measuring point. Okay, now around us, if you observe, everything is moving. So some are moving naturally, some we are helping them to move. So non-living things will not move naturally. For them we have to give the task to them, and that means we have to apply force, or we have to help them to move. So if we observe the mosquito, fly, then lizard, and then birds, these all are moving from one place naturally. Okay, so when wind will pass through the tree, the tree's leaves will be moved naturally. So like that, always we can see the motion. And also we are living on the earth. This earth also have motion every moment. So it is revolving around itself, as well as it is rotating around itself and revolving around the sun. So always, so our solar system has all the object like stars, moon, satellite, planets, asteroids, everything are moving. Okay, so motion is very important. So what is motion? Motion seems to be some kind of change in the position of the object with time. So with time, where it is like that, when you are traveling with a bus, So you just took the bus and you reach some other places. So when you are coming to your school, so you will take the school van and reach. Otherwise, if you are coming by walk, it will take some time to reach the school. So after some time you will be there in the school. So that with time your position has getting changed. So during prayer you will be in the ground. After prayer you will move to the class. So within the time you are changing your position. So that is called motion. When an object is changed its position with the time, that means the object has motion. Okay, motion can be divided in three types. That is rectilinear motion, that means the motion in a straight line, like traveling of a bus. Then motion of train. And then when you are running in a straight track. So these all the rectilinear motion, that means motion in straight line. So last chapter we have studied the motion of movement of light in a straight line, that is nothing but rectilinear motion. Okay, then circular motion. So if you observe the circular motion, like a giant wheel. Okay, then electric fan. So it is moving, fan is moving, the blade is rotating, so that is circular motion. Okay, so like that, the movement of hands of wall clock. So it is moving round. Okay, after some time, so 12 hours it will complete one rotation. So movement of the earth around the sun, it is also circular motion. Movement on its own axis. Okay, so this kind of motion you can say circular. Then periodic motion. So the motion will be repeat in a some interval of time. Okay, so pendulum, if you observe, so it is has the motion. And then when if you observe the leaf, when that wind will blow, the leaf will be have to and fro motion, that is also periodic motion. And another way you can observe that musical instrument when they are playing, like so it is also have periodic motion. Okay, so another very good example you can say that when you are playing with the swing, so you are going and coming back, going, coming back, this is called to and fro motion. So this is also good example of periodic motion. Okay, so this is about this chapter. Now today again I am giving you a project. So what you have to do, this you have to just in your house, maybe one study table will be there. Just ask your parents, your brother, sister, and also you, just take the length of the table with your hand span. So first you measure how many hand span you are getting, write the number. Then ask your father, mother, sister, brother, so how many members are there, ask everyone to take the measurement of their hand span. So how many hand span you are getting, you just record that, and after that take a ruler and measure the length. Just when after your hand span you take the ruler and measure, after your further same process you repeat for it, and just observe your experiment. Okay, this observation you should do, that what is the different hand span you are getting and what is the difference you are getting when you are measuring with the ruler. So all record you should make like this chart. Okay, so I hope you have understood this lesson. Already I have a little bit explanation I have given during the bridge course time, and now I have finished this lesson. Any doubt you can ask, and complete this activity and post in the group. Okay, thank you children.